All right, hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about cardiovascular health, hip health, and circulation. So your heart will pump blood through your abdominal aorta, and this is a vessel that's pretty thick because there's a lot of pressure that happens when the blood pumps all of that blood into this artery. And the artery then goes into other arteries and arterioles in your body. And this abdominal aorta is one of the arteries that usually has the most plaque buildup, and the reason is there's a lot of pressure, and over time that pressure can start to thin the walls and you get a buildup of plaque to help support and thicken those walls. So one of the ways to decrease the pressure in the abdominal aorta is to engage and use and stretch and innervate the muscles in your core as well as your limbs. So I'm going to show you some stretches today and some exercises that will help to pull that blood to those areas. What happens when you stretch a muscle is it compresses the blood vessels that are in and around that muscle. And after you relax, the blood vessel opens up, or it vasodilates, and that pulls the blood slowly through your system versus the heart pumping and pushing through the arteries. So I hope that makes sense, and if you have any questions, always email me, but let's get started. All right, so the first exercise is called the rib drop. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to drop your ribs. So a lot of us, including myself, used to think that good posture was when you lifted your chest and you throw your shoulders back. What happens is your spine comes forward between your shoulder blades, and you're not changing the curvature of your spine. You're just kind of thrusting your ribs. You're putting compression on your spine back here, and you're shortening your psoas. So you're going to want to drop the ribs. When you do that, you're going to feel really slumpy because it's exposing your rounded back and your forward head. So you get your ribs into place, and that activates your abdominals. You'll feel when you drop your ribs down, kind of can engage these abs a little bit more easily versus being kind of stretched out here. So drop your ribs and then work on pulling the head back, pulling the chin, ramping the head back as we learned in our earlier movement exercises, and pulling the spine back so your spine doesn't get pushed forward between the ribs. So drop the ribs, pull the head back, stack the ear over the shoulders, and just keep thinking, going back to that, relaxing your ribs. So this next exercise, you're going to get down on all fours. This is called the Quadro Pet abdominal release, and it's great for digestion, for elimination, and for pelvic floor health. What you're going to do is come onto your hands and knees with your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Okay? Your fingers are pointed, the middle finger is pointed straight ahead, the thumbs point towards each other, and your hands are flat. You're going to allow your tailbone to lift up towards the ceiling. You don't want to tuck your back, so keep your tailbone lifted. And then we're just going to relax the tummy. So I want you to try and touch your tummy to the floor. That's how much I want you to relax. Really let go. We hold a lot of tension in our abdomen, and this can wreak havoc on those internal organs and decrease blood flow and circulation. So we want to release for about a minute in this position. Just breathe slowly and deeply and really allow your belly to release. Additionally, throughout the day, try to relax your stomach in all of your activities. Unless you're engaging in some type of athletic or movement, your abdominal muscles will naturally engage to support your back, so you can just relax them most of the time. And this exercise gets easier with time. So as this minute goes on, you'll feel your abdominals really relaxing your belly, really expanding. So this next exercise is called the Spinal Twist, and it's great for moving the blood from the abdominal aorta to the organs and the muscles in your abdominal area. And you're going to want to use some props. So you can, if you have the half dome and the block, you can use that, or you can just use some pillows you have lying around your house. And this is a great exercise to do at nighttime, maybe when you're watching TV. You can spend a whole hour going back and forth with this spinal twist. So to demonstrate first, I'm going to have you lay down on the ground without any props, and I want you to feel your ribs. And if you can get your fingers underneath your ribs, like I'm doing right now, that means that you're thrusting your rib cage. So we want to keep the ribs dropped down so that the bottom of your ribs is in line with your ASIS, which is the front bony part of your pelvis. So this bottom rib should line up with this front bone. When I lay down, my ribs thrust because my hip flexors are short, and other reasons too. So I'm going to want to bolster this part. And so you can use your half dome. You can go here, and the ribs drop down, but it supports the shoulders, the shoulder blades, the head and neck. You can do the half dome this way, and then you can do the block this way, okay? And you're just checking that your ribs are dropping down. And then you can also just use any pillows you might have laying around the house to bolster you with, okay? So that's the first part of the exercise. The second part is the twist. So you're gonna pull your right knee in towards your chest and then bring that knee all the way across till it touches down on the floor. If that's a little too extreme for you, you can bolster again with pillows. But see if you can roll all the way down to the floor, and then your other arm's gonna come up and out to the side, and you're gonna try to twist in the opposite direction, okay? So you're getting this massive twist here in the abdominal area, also great for the low back. And again, you're gonna hold here for about a minute. It's also a nice stretch for the chest. Just take some nice deep breaths. And then we'll come back to center and we'll switch sides. So pull the left knee in towards, drop it all the way down if you can. Bring the other arm up, and you're gonna turn your entire trunk away from the direction that knee is. And just hold this position and breathe. And like I said, you can spend, 20 minutes on a side if you like, or longer. This is really great for circulation, great for your back. Really important to be able to have that range of motion to look behind you and twist as well. And then you can roll to your side and then come back onto your back. So this next exercise is called the crescent stretch. It's great for the sides of the rib, the hips. You'll feel a really nice stretch along the sides. So you're gonna lay down, you're gonna straighten your legs, bring your arms overhead. You're gonna bend to one side. So I'm moving both of my legs and then my trunk and my arms all the way to the left. So this is gonna stretch the right side of my body. I'm keeping my hips level and keeping my shoulders level. I'm just moving horizontally, I'm not rolling. And you're just gonna hold this. You can look up at that top arm. If you need more of a stretch, you can try to move a little bit further, or you can bring that top leg up and over and grab that top arm and twist and pull a little bit more. But again, I have both bottom cheeks on the floor. You'll hold here for about a minute. Great stretch for the hips and again the side. And then we'll come back to center and we'll go the other direction. So you're just gonna move the legs, move your arms, your trunk. You can lift that top leg up. And you may notice that one side of your body is tighter than the other side. So you might want to spend just a little more time on that tight side. So you can go a little bit further. Good, and then come back to center and you can repeat on both sides. So this next exercise is called the prone, laying on your belly, inner thigh stretch. Again, it's gonna help to move the blood flow to the leg area to pull it out of the abdominal aorta. So you're gonna lay down on your belly. And then this part is up to you. So ideally, you're working towards 90 degrees. So this is a great stretch in the inner thigh. If that's a little too much, you can start with your leg a little bit lower, okay? But the trick is that the other leg, you want it to be straight. Curl the toe under, good alignment. And then the leg that you're stretching, you're gonna think about rolling that knee back and up to really target the inner thigh. And then you can relax your head, or you can move your head to your side like this. You're gonna hold it for a minute. And you wanna go as high as you can until you feel that stretch in your inner thigh, and then hold that for about a minute. Good, and then we'll switch sides. You can slowly bring that leg back down, a little bit slower than I did, and then bring the other leg out. And again, if this is too high for you, you just lower the leg a little bit, and you're trying to rotate the knee up towards the ceiling, and curl the toes of the back foot underneath, and then just hold the stretch. So you can hold for a minute. Feel free to repeat on both sides. It's going to be much easier the second time around. So this next exercise, you're going to need a block. You can use a pencil, really anything. We're going to put it between our knees, and you're going to keep your knees squeezed together while opening up your feet as wide as you can. This is going to work the psoas, which is going to draw the blood again down, and also your abdominal musculature and your thighs. So you're going to lay down. You're going to put the block between your knees, bring your feet up, and you're squeezing the knees together and widening the feet as wide as you can. You're going to hold this for a minute. So you don't want to drop the block or your pencil, whatever you have. You're breathing, and you're just opening up the feet as wide as you can. Try to keep the knees over the hips. Keep squeezing the block and opening up the legs a little bit wider. Full deep breaths. And relax. So this last exercise is called the cross-legged cobbler stretch. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with it. It's great for the hips. It's great for preventing hip replacements. If you have already a hip replacement, do not do this one. So you can just cross at the ankles instead of bringing the ankle over the thigh, which is the regular version. You're gonna sit evenly on your sit bones, and then you're gonna really lengthen through the spine. So pull the head back, stand tall. If you want to intensify the stretch, you simply bend forward, hip hinging at the waist, so your back is still straight. And hold this for a minute. You're dropping that knee down towards the floor, trying to get the shin parallel to the floor. Just take a nice few deep breaths in and out. So you can hold for about a minute, and then we'll go ahead and switch sides. So you can cross this ankle over the thigh, sit evenly on both sit bones, lengthen through the spine, inhale, and exhale, hip hinge forward. You're gently pressing the thigh down. Great exercise to do at your desk, in a chair, anywhere you're sitting, at the airport. So you can repeat on both sides, and that is a great hip stretch.